Alright, let's get this video rolling too. This is what I would have liked for Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And if you saw my videos for Episode 1 and Episode 2, you know that I would have changed almost everything. Oh, wait, I think that was a chipmunk in the road. Is it dead? Damn it. Poor thing. Alright, well, anyway, I just feel bad for animals that are just little creatures. They've got this one shot at life. They can try and enjoy the nice weather, get some food, good sleep, play. That's a terrible road to walk your dog on. Anyway, Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3, Star Wars. The biggest changes come from my belief, my opinion, that the Clone Wars should have been about clones, not about the taxation of trade routes. So good guys want to stop the practice of genetically modifying and enslaving beings, like before they're even created, just globs of genetic material that are pumped out into mass-produced people that are slaves and who don't even feel the impulse for freedom. And then, of course, trying to do something to help existing clones. And then the South, the separatists, want to be separate because their economies depend on these slave labor forces. They want to separate from the Galactic Republic because they don't want their economies to crash. My goodness, everyone is facing the wrong way in this gas station. What the hell is wrong with you people? Freshly painted arrows. Does no one pay attention to the way it's supposed to be? You people are stupid. Alright. Gonna pause. Be back in a moment. Alright. Right, so Clone Wars about clones. The Republic is starting to lean toward, they're starting to have enough political momentum to end slavery. And the separatists don't want their economies to fail, so Clone Wars have started, and they started before Episode 1. Episode 1 gives us the introduction of Obi-Wan being one of the few Jedi who believes they should get involved, or being on the younger generation of Jedi that believe they should get involved and help to make the galaxy a better place, use their power to try to do good. And the older generation of Jedi is generally of the belief that getting involved is going to lead to bad things, using their power to essentially bend the Separatists to their will, is an abuse of power. Right, so anyway, war is ongoing. Obi-Wan is one of the people trying to make the galaxy a better place. He meets Anakin, realizes he has Force sensitivity, a connection to the Force. Wow, come on, people, it's been green. Will you go? We're getting on a highway. Go faster. Oh my God, go! For fuck's sake, go! We're not even going back street speeds yet. Why is it so hard for people to understand how to get on a highway? All right. Just a quick note. Matching speeds with the traffic is how you get on the highway. Not slowly creeping up to the end of the on-ramp where you're supposed to have been accelerating and hoping for a gigantic opening that allows you to accelerate while you're on the highway. Like, that just makes no sense. It's mathematically incorrect to get to the end of your acceleration space and then have zero space to accelerate left. All right, anyway, episodes 1 and 2 are the character story. Like, it's really Anakin's story. It's how he gets involved in the war and meets Obi-Wan, becomes his friend. Then how he meets Padme, who is, in my version, a pilot for Senator Bail Organa, and she is also Force sensitive. And that's how she gets involved with Anakin and Obi-Wan, where Anakin offers to help train her some too. So in those moments where they're together, Anakin sees that Padme is much more skilled. She's adept with her use of the Force. She's just not as powerful. So Anakin is getting jealous that she seems to have an easy time doing things where he struggles. And that's kind of the beginning of the fracture between the two of them. And they're never married. They're never planning to really start a family, but Padme gets pregnant, and Anakin finds out at some point during his veering off toward the dark side and following Palpatine, and he then is possessive of Padme and the unborn child, but she's seeing how creepy and awful he is, and like pulls away. He never finds out that she's having twins, gives her a chance to have the babies, and gives us an opportunity to find out why they're split up. and why Padme is going to spend the first 8 years of Leia's life raising her, because Leia says in Return of the Jedi that she has memories of her real mother. So I don't think Leia's going to be born, Luke and Leia are going to be born during the early trilogy, and I also think that means Padme doesn't die during the prequel trilogy, because she needs to stay alive long enough to raise Leia with Bail Organa there as a frequent figure, and it's why Bail adopts Leia as his own when Padme meets her ill fate. And Luke gets brought back to his full biological uncle, Owen, who is Anakin's full biological brother. No stupid virgin birth thing. So anyway, we've got all of this building up in episodes 1 and 2, and then episode 3 can show us the creation of the Empire, where Palpatine ends up taking control, with Anakin at his side, who believes in what Palpatine is saying, where he can bring peace and stop the fighting by force, that people need to be controlled in order for the chaos to end. So Palpatine is going to bring order and safety, and Anakin has for a long while been trying to convince Obi-Wan to come over to his side with him. Padme too. Padme is, distraught over the ridiculousness of Anakin's stance. The Emperor declares Jedi as enemies who all he has to do is say they subverted the Republic and chose a political stance that they shouldn't have chosen and brought the galaxy to war instead of maintaining peace like they used to do. So now Jedi are the enemies of the Empire that stands for peace and order and safety. And the South wins. The Separatists win and don't end up having to separate. And within the Republic, then, there are still the worlds, the systems that know the truth. Oh my goodness, go around the corner. Your car can go faster than that. You don't have to idle your way through driving. Anyway, so Revenge of the Sith, which should be named something else at this point. Rise of the Sith, Rise of the Empire. I like Rise of the Empire. Anyway, the Imperial Guard should be Force-sensitive soldiers who the Emperor trusts to be his protectors, because they're not powerful enough to stand against him, even together. But they are stronger than normal soldiers. Minor detail. The grand lightsaber fight between Vader and Obi-Wan happens because Anakin is beginning his hunt for the Jedi, who are now the enemies of the Empire. And we don't have to have some stupid Order 66 where clones have chips in their heads, which is a dumb explanation where they could have just relied on the brainwashing in the training and the genetic modification to always follow their orders. Yeah, so we don't need that, and we can have Vader hunting down the Jedi. Like, he starts with trying to take down Obi-Wan, like tells him he wants to meet with him. Like, they're still communicating. And when Vader is unable, well, when Anakin is unable to convince Obi-Wan to join him, he decides to try and destroy him, and Obi-Wan wins. Anakin almost dies, becomes full-on Darth Vader, and begins hunting all Jedi. He takes down temples. He takes down groups that were working with the military. He takes down, like, everyone that doesn't fall in line. And he succeeds for the most part. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's reasonable. And then we could have our, I don't know what to call it, but the series that replaces the Clone Wars series between episodes 2 and 3, because the Clone Wars have already been ongoing. This is gonna likely be, let's see, moments leading up to the rise of the Empire. Maybe it follows Obi-Wan and even Padme and Ahsoka. And then what we should get is a long series between episode 3 and 4 that covers Andor, Ahsoka's real story, what Obi-Wan's doing, the events of Rogue One. I'll probably do a video like this, in fact, maybe even the next one, that is what I would have done differently for Rogue One, because while it was emotionally engaging, characters were well written, the sub-story and the writing of somebody intentionally building in a weakness is dumb, in my opinion. Like, that, like the structure of Rogue One is dumb. So anyway, yeah. I hope that was interesting. Thanks for listening, and see you for Rogue One.